Hey, welcome to my corner of the internet. I'm the House Hacker. Today I want to talk about long-term goals and retirement goals. The first step in any journey is determining the destination. You don't just wander into the woods for a hike and then hope that you stumble upon a trail. You establish what your path is going to be before you start on your journey. Every part of that path does not need to be planned out in detail, but you do need to have some rough aspects of it already determined. Now, there are some cookie cutter solutions out there that a lot of financial advisors provide, and those are fine, but they don't really give you the exact solution that you might need specifically for yourself. And so today, what I want to talk about is how I determined how much I needed for my retirement. And hopefully, through that story, you can have some insight on how you can kind of calculate what you need for your retirement. Now, to give you some backstory before we dive right into this, near the end of 2016, I had a huge surge in income. My income well over doubled from my initial income straight out of college. I was making well into the six figures. I got to a point where I was making way more than I knew what to do with. So I decided to go on this vacation. The goal of the vacation was to motivate myself into the future by living the life that I would hope to live or to hopefully achieve in the future. I wanted to go on this vacation where money was not an issue. I didn't look at costs. I just, within reason, everything I wanted to do, I just went ahead and did it regardless of how much it would cost. And I realized by the end of this vacation that what I learned could actually be the framework that determines how much I'm going to need in the future for my retirement. So I went on my second Euro trip. I went to Poland and Germany, and I wanted to enjoy the finer things in life, and I wanted to kind of set it up in a way of anything I wanted I could have. When I flew there, I flew business class. I generally stayed in five-star hotels, but these are things that I wanted. You might want something different, so kind of cater the story to yourself. So going into this vacation, I just knew that my flight in was going to be into Warsaw, Poland, and my flight out was going to be from Munich, Germany. Everything in between was roughly determined. I knew what cities I wanted to visit, but I stayed in each city as long as I wanted, and I left when I got bored. I stayed in whichever hotels were available that also were nice hotels, and I enjoyed the entertainment that was available. This was a 26-day vacation, and I wanted to see by the end of it, once I looked at all the costs, kind of see how much would a lifestyle cost if it was the lifestyle that I would want. At the same time, about 20 out of those 26 days, I had a female friend with me, so all of the costs I'm talking about include uh, bringing her along. During this vacation, I ate primarily at five-star restaurants. I stayed at five-star hotels. I enjoyed relatively expensive entertainment. And by the end of it, I was able to estimate the total costs at what it came out to. And I was able to determine that between airplane costs, between hotel stays, between all food costs and entertainment, I found that the number that I was looking at was about 900 a day, which is an extraordinarily astronomical number and goal to aim for. Which is really the purpose of this experiment, is to determine if you could have whatever it is you wanted within reason, what would you be sitting at? And the number that I found is about 900 in today dollars. And this really gave me the foundation for determining where I'd like to be in order to retire. And I know that I'm likely won't be able to achieve that goal, but just statistically speaking, but it would be nice to know what we're aiming for. And you always want to set a goal that is out of reach so that you have something that you're constantly reaching for. Uh, Unlike when I got out of college, my goal was this extremely shallow, low hanging fruit of make six figures. That did not take long, and after I achieved it, I was a little bit lost. I didn't really know what to do with myself after I started making an amount of money that I just was exorbitant, because I went straight from college of skipping meals and struggling to all of a sudden just, this low-cost lifestyle, just being enamored with a huge surge in cash. So I wanted to kind of set the next goal for something that is truly challenging to achieve. Most people take vacations once a year. And if you're going to be taking a vacation, you might as well invest in your future by focusing your vacation on what you would like your retirement to look like. When I was on this vacation, I wasn't just going out and having fun, but I tried to maintain a schedule that was consistent with, if this was my life every single day, what would it look like? So I was hitting the gym and doing things that you would normally do in your day-to-day life. So I strongly recommend that anyone, for their yearly vacation, take a look at turning that vacation from something that's just this mindless fun into trying to project what you would like your future to look like. Before you do that, the absolute first thing you need to make sure that you do before you even do this experiment is clean out debt like car debt, personal loans, things like that that are just a serious problem for you. And I'll make some videos kind of covering those topics in the future. Try and get to a point where the only debt that you have is your mortgage. Once you achieve that, then you can start saving up maybe a little bit more than you would normally save for a vacation, just so you can have that buffer and then go out and do the things that you want to do. And from there, you've invested, because this vacation is more than just a vacation. It's now an investment into your future in trying to figure out what it is that you want, what it is that your life would look like if you had what you wanted. Now, this is taking into account that, obviously we all want Ferraris, but it's not really a reasonable thing to want a $250,000 car. But to want a nice car that goes fast, that's a performance car, that's fun to drive, that's definitely affordable, and it kind of makes sense. And these are the types of things to kind of keep in mind. That's like, when you go to a hotel, sure, you want the presidential suite because that's the best suite out there, right? But is it really the suite that you would want in reason? So executive suite might be something that's more achievable. Or if you're one of those people that prefers very social environments, I know people who just go to hostels because of the social environment that you'll find there, even if they can't afford hotels. So if you're a low maintenance person, or if you're a high maintenance person, or if you're something in between, this vacation, this investment into yourself is the first step in determining exactly what it is. And give yourself an opportunity to kind of experiment around. Go do things that you might not normally do. And, if you're going to retire, if you're going to go and retire and become financially independent, you're going to want to go out and do things that you don't normally do, because you're not going to have that 9 to 5 job anymore. You're going to be able to focus on yourself. You're going to be able to focus on, experiencing new things. And so during this vacation, this investment into yourself, you'll be able to do all of that. And by the end of it, you'll be able to have a rough idea of what it'll take for you to retire. And from there, you can start making some serious estimates. Once you have your estimates, the next step is to take it to a retirement calculator. I'm going to link one down in the description below. And over here, I'm going to put up the retirement calculator with the estimates for my retirement in it. For the first section, I recommend changing the life expectancy for a lot of the millennials and younger to 100. I think we're going to be seeing much longer lifespans. In the next section, the big sections that you should really worry about is the annual income rate after you retire, and the rate of return on your investment, which you should probably expect around 6%. I would also recommend reducing the estimated inflation rate to 2.5% from the 3% that they originally put over there. Then you can drop down to your third section. I would remove all of that other information, so that way you can get kind of a clear picture of what is the estimates that I need without all of the other variables diluting or messing with those estimates. Another thing I don't recommend with this calculator is the post-retirement income section. If you're going to be expecting post-retirement income, which is something that I recommend, especially with like rental properties, I would go ahead and add that income as reduction in the annual income expected from the second section. that seems to work a whole lot better with this calculator than putting a post-retirement income section. I don't know why that doesn't match up exactly, but I think that you're going to get a much more accurate estimate with reducing the number. All right, that's all I have today. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and invest in that like button below. And go ahead and give me feedback, because as I roll out these videos and I'm kind of figuring out this whole YouTube thing, any feedback is appreciated.